here. Bring them here.
Bring them here.
Bring them here. Bring them here. Bring them here. Bring them here.
Bring them here. Bring them here. Bring them here.
Such a heavy heart is that we have seen year after year people broken in the name of the Australian government. We have seen year after year people sew their lips together or set themselves on fire because Australia has put these people in a situation worse than the torture or the war that they were fleeing in the first place. And we have seen our government take children to the point where young children are reporting acts of self-harm and sexual abuse that would shame us if they were happening here on the mainland, and yet the government turns a blind eye when it happens in island prisons and prison islands that have been set up and funded by taxpayers. And when it gets to the point where you hear reports of young children harming themselves once every 2 weeks, as we've seen in reports. But now, as you've already heard, we had another election run where Malcolm Turnbull, who's prepared to throw any so-called socially progressive principles he might have under a bus in order to get elected, came out during the election and said, I think one of the most amazing human beings in the country is Peter Dutton. And when you get him, when Malcolm Turnbull comes out and says that Peter Dutton is right when he says that there's a problem with refugees coming to Australia and their vote goes down, you know that the Australian population is saying, no, we want a different way, because we have the chance now of actually closing these camps once and for all. So please, please, now is some of the most important time that you can be involved. Thank you for everything that you've done over the past few years, but now more than ever, we need you to get your friends, we need you to get your family, we need you to get your workmates to say to every member of Parliament, you will get support, your vote will go up if you bring them here, close the camps and let them stay. Thank you for everything that you're doing, and I look forward to celebrating with you when we close the camps.
See how many people are here, and it's awesome. I just wanted to say a shout out to some of the groups who are here: the Grandmothers Against Detention of Refugee Children, the Bridgetine Asylum Seeker Project, the Greens. I wanted to say a particular thank you to the union organisations who are here, the Australian Nurses and Midwifery Federation, who have been tireless and endless in speaking up and supporting the campaign. HACSU as well over here, the Teachers for Refugees, and all other union members who are in the crowd today who are consistently pushing their union and pushing other union members to come out to these rallies, to take a stand, to educate their members. It is so vital. Every social movement that has made an impact in this country has had the union movement at its backbone. We need to make sure that we have a strong and supported union movement behind us.
Hello,
it's written down here if you can get it, or you can get sign-up sheets at the two ends. And Jane, if you liked what Jane said and you think that you have some friends who would be well persuaded by hearing her firsthand, she's speaking again on the 10th of September at 3:30 p.m. at the Australian Nurses Midwifery Federation at 540 Elizabeth Street. You can find the flyers at the rack stalls. So please grab one of those and make sure that everybody that you know knows what she has said. Thank you very much. We have Mohammed Salamat.
Thanks. I really feel strong. Hi everybody. I really feel strong when I see this population, when I see this. Thank you, thanks everybody. I don't feel weak anymore, be honest with you. I feel I'm with my family. I feel I'm with my brothers, mother and sisters. my cousins, thank you, and thank you. Detention killed my feelings, numbed it. I don't get excited anymore. But today, I got, when I saw you, I love you. I really love you. I love you. All I can say, I love you. I don't want to talk about my life in detention because every time I talk about it, I can't sleep at night. I start thinking. What happened? They killed everything. I lost everything. But I need to share it. I need to write it. You know, once I want to write it, the pen starts crying. I can't cry. I lost my tears. All in one sentence, I can say detention is built to break you. Takes everything, including your physical health, your mental health, self-respect, pride, and etc. It doesn't matter how strong you are. Nah, it doesn't matter how resilient you are, because it uses your energy against you. The whole system, the whole process is made for that. ITMS, security, everybody, even your case manager. The system is built for that, to break you. The system is built to use your energy against you. You start eating yourself. You start feeling hopeless, useless, and alone. You isolate yourself. There is nothing to do except for overthinking. All of a sudden you see yourself concentrating hours on one question. When am I going to get out? When am I going to be free? When I'm going to get out? Question mark. Always you ask yourself, when I'm going to get out. You forget everything. You forget your plans. You forget that you're even alive. You just eat. And sometimes you just, like, you eat one meal in 3 days. One meal. You don't have the feeling to eat. You don't have the feeling to move. I was, I was exercising, didn't work. I was studying, reading books, didn't work. I couldn't get rid of the thought, when I'm going to get out. Self-destructive thoughts will lead you to self-harm or committing suicide. There is no way to escape the consequences, always with you. I've been released 6 months ago. I was released 6 months ago. And still I'm thinking, still I dream of detention. Still, when I'm maybe 20 times in this 6 months, I woke up. One night I was telling them, you gave me visa. You gave me visa. It's a dream. In the dream, I knew that it was a dream. And when I woke up, I was crying. I found my, tears on my cheeks. As the third year, I was in detention for about 3.5 years. As the third year, passes, I was completely indifferent. Indifferent. I had no plan, no goal, no dream, nothing. Nothing.
Might be respectful.
I don't want to speak about myself anymore because there are a lot of people who are in Manus and Nauru in detention. I should tell you, Omid set fire to himself. It was my thought. It was my friend's thought. Everybody in detention thinks about self-harm, suicide, getting rid of his life. Because all we had was a bit of energy. We put ourselves on a boat to get to a safe country. And what we faced, a government, a cruel government who wants to use us for business or political interest. To be honest with you, cruelty hasn't stopped the boat. Navy stopped them. Your government had two plans. One of them worked, the second one didn't, which is offshore processing. They kept having this process for about 3 years. Useless process. Even for stopping the boats. It did harm to some people. Let's get down to the business. According to PNG court verdict, it's illegal to keep my friends in Manus. I believe the camps shouldn't have been opened. They have to be closed, and my friends should go to a safe country where there is no one wants to use them for political interest or business. All people who survived are lucky looks. Sorry to use this term, but they're lucky looks. They're really lucky. Let's help them. Let's help them heal, and let's help them forget Australia and Australian government. In a new country, no one calls them boat people. No one calls them queue jumper. And no one treats them with cruelty and disrespect. They will start a new lease of life. So let's say, close the camps, and let's find them a real place to call home. So let's find them a real place to call home. Let's find them a real place to call home. Please do not let your government to show a merciful picture of itself. Thank you. I love you all, and I feel you are part of me. Actually, I'm part of you. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce Pamela Kerr, who is retiring from the Asylum Seeker Resource Centre, but not from the struggle.
You know, as Lucy said, this is a historic weekend. I know there are people here today who remember what happened 15 years ago. People here today who scrambled into the court, some with children, like me, some in gardening clothes, but running. The word had gone out. The lawyers were trying. They were trying to save the 80 people rescued from the Palapa who were on the Tampa, the Norwegian freighter, and the government had found a way to rescue themselves from the ignominy of the electorate who were ready to vote them out. And so 15 years ago, the politicians found that mistreating a group of people who came here to seek protection was a very electorally palatable option. We lost that fight, and here we are today. But you are the resistance against all the odds, all the spin. You all know the words, the people smugglers, business models. You all know that we're really saving people's lives by locking them up and persecuting them. You know the spin. You have been inundated with those messages through mainstream media and the politicians, but you have resisted because we are inherently decent people. We are resisting, and we will keep resisting alongside those people on Manus and Nauru. We stand in solidarity with their struggle. I know there is a change in the wind. Adam pointed to it. We have a chance. We have a chance now if we keep up the struggle, and we have to, whether it's on the streets, whether it's in social media, whether it's in forums, whether it is in knocking on the doors of our politicians' offices and saying to them over and over again, we will not stand for this cruelty. I ask you too, as we remember the people on Nauru and Manus, do not forget the people who've come from Nauru and Manus because of ill health and who are currently in our detention centres. Down the road in Broadmeadows, where the detention centre has turned into a paramilitary prison, people are suffering. They should be released, but they're not. A young African woman in Brisbane said to me this morning, Pamela, please ask the people not to forget us. There are 5 of us, single women. We have no families here. We have nothing. We've been brought from Nauru, and nearly 16 months later, we're still locked up, denied our freedom. Some of these women have been found to be refugees, but because of the Australian government shenanigans, they bring them down from Nauru with no documents, so that they arrive here without a document, which means the Australian government says we can lock them up because they've arrived undocumented. Forget the fact that we have flown them here. There are shames, scandals in the treatment of these people. There are tricks, all sorts of nasty tricks, but we must maintain our resistance. We must maintain the struggle. We must not be silent. Please, keep banging on those politicians' doors. Let not one of them say, nobody raised the issue of refugees with me. Not one of them. Until every one of them knows the shame that is brought about this nation by the treatment of people. It's the old parties with their old attitudes that we've got to swing. The Greens, thank God, have stood up for what's right, gone to every election with what's right, and now it's up to us. I thank you for being here, for being the resistance. I'm sure you could not count on 1 or 2 hands the number of times you have stood here on this land, this Aboriginal land that we invaded, and you have stood here for the rights of refugees. I'm sorry to say, you will have to continue, but I know that you will do it because you've got the strength of purpose and you know that you are right. Thank you.
Bring them here. Bring them here.
Amazing. Viewers, you're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is our community live showing on Channel 31, Melbourne, Australia. And this program is coming to you live and direct from Channel 31 with over 1 million viewers in a month. And for you to continue to watch this program anytime, anywhere, you can download the C31 application on your mobile phone, smartphones, tablets, or your computer. And this is another new season of our community lives. Yes, this is the season 4 of our community lives, and our community lives continues to show on Channel 31 this season at 1:30 p.m. every Wednesday. 1:30 p.m. every Wednesday. And I want to say special thank you to all the people that have supported this program all this while, especially the management of Channel 31. Our big boss is there, and also I want to say a very big thank you to all the people working behind the scene to make this program to come live and direct. And this is where we'll be ending the program this day. And until next time when you see me, I want you to stay out of trouble, to continue to be your brother's keeper, to continue to be in love. Say no to radicalization. Say no to lawlessness. Say no to bullying. Say no to stigmatization. Say no to rape. Say no to anything that will not bring value. And let us continue to remain in peace. Let us continue to remain in love. And let us continue to promote the multiculturalism that is making Melbourne the best city in the world. And please say good things to your friends. Say peace and love. My name is ADENIYI EKINE. Until you see me again. Bye-bye.